Hey guys, M2 Collector with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the 2-pack Fantastic Four versions of Wolverine and Spider-Man. I'm actually really excited about this set because think about it. Two of the most popular Marvel characters in a 2-pack together. How often does that happen? Basically never. Wolverine and Spider-Man in the same pack. I just love that they did that. It looks like the only extra accessories that we get across the pack is going to be extra hands. Wolverine has one extra set of hands or fists because he has the claws popped on those ones. And then Spider-Man comes with the usual, well actually not even the usual. He doesn't come with fists. He has grip hands instead of fists for this particular Spider-Man. So thwip, grip, and wall crawling hands. Wolverine's got the claws popped and then he's got regular fists on there. Although, those look small. So maybe the grip hands are for Wolverine. I'll have to take a look and see. Maybe the hands could just be swapped around and Wolverine can get his thwip going. I don't know. But we have the Fantastic Four set, Fantastic Four logo up there, right in the front of the box. We get the artwork of Wolverine and Spider-Man there. Here's another look at the artwork there on the back. No bios or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get these figures out of the box. Oh, and I did get mine from BigBadToyStore.com. Link in the video description below. It's listed as a pre-order still, so they must not have gotten enough to cover all orders and additional orders. So it's not in stock. It is pre-order, but last time I had done that where they shipped out and I pre-ordered, I was able to get it in like a few weeks. Then my order ended up getting processed. So check out BigBadToyStore.com. Okay, so here we have Wolverine and Spider-Man out of the package, and they are a whole lot of fun. We do have matching Fantastic Four suits. For the Fantastic Four, we have Franklin Richards that had come out, and you know what? Now looking at them, the blues aren't quite a match. That does drive me a little bit crazy, as those are a little bit lighter in blue compared to like Franklin and Valeria Richards there. Those were in a 2-pack that had come, I think, last year. And then we also had the actual Fantastic Four in the matching colors. Now, Wolverine and Spider-Man, I would say, actually match better with the Fantastic Four. We got Reed Richards, we got Human Torch, and we have the Thing in there. I will do a full lineup a little bit later on in the video, probably towards the end. But we have the Fantastic Four there, so we'll take a look at those and see the color comparisons and things like that. But let's focus on Wolverine, let's focus on Spider-Man, and let's get into it. So up close, we'll start with Wolverine. Okay, here we have an up-close look at Wolverine, and he looks really good. Nothing that we haven't seen before, though. So just to kind of lay that out, we've seen every bit of this Wolverine figure in the past. It is nothing new. In fact, it isn't reused body, so we actually still have pins in the arms, pins in the legs, which will actually match the rest of the Fantastic Four, with the exception of the new Spider-Man and Franklin Richards, as those figures are pinless, using the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man body. But Wolverine here looks really good. We got the basic stoic face. I would have loved to get a Screaming portrait head sculpt. I think that would have been really good. Unfortunately, we did not get that. It is the 50th anniversary of Wolverine, so it makes sense that we would continue to get so many Wolverine figures. But this one, again, I really like it for what it is. It makes this new Fantastic Four team, and it's Wolverine and Spider-Man in a 2-pack. I just think that's amazing that we would actually finally get something like that. And look, he's got arm hair. I love when Wolverine figures get arm hair. So we actually got it there, and that looks pretty good. We get the X logo there where the 4 logo would be. The rest of the figure is just black and blue. He's got the blue calves on there. No calf swivel. His belt is just kind of gray there with a little bit of white in the X logo. But that is Wolverine. But taking a look at him even further, he's got the nice claws, not the thin ones. Not the movie versions that's been on a lot of the other Wolverines. I think these are the X-Force ones. I'd have to double check. X-Force ones may have been a little bit larger, but these are a little bit larger of the claws. They are straight, as you can see, and they look pretty good. They're not quite like a nice silver. They're just the gray plastic. Silver would have been a little bit better, but these are better than other ones that we've gotten before, if that makes sense. Like there's a super cheap looking gray plastic that I absolutely hate. This isn't quite it. So these ones actually look pretty good. So that's nice there. Earlier I had talked about, you know, the extra hands and stuff. So Wolverine comes with fists. Now, I don't think the fists are necessarily for him, but I think they can work for him. So as you can see here, these ones were kind of in between Wolverine and Spider-Man. As you can see, the fists are significantly smaller, but they do work, as some of the official images actually showed this Wolverine with these fists on there. But they look super small, and I don't really care for it. These grip hands, however, are actually quite larger, and I think look a little bit more proportionate for Wolverine, but as you can see, it's a little bit loose in there. So these ones were kind of shown with Spider-Man and off to the right of Spider-Man, or to his left, excuse me. So it kind of makes sense, but you can use these if that's what you wanted to do. But again, you know, the fists are what was pictured for Wolverine. They're just really small, so the accessories really go to Spider-Man. So a little bit lacking on the accessories when you look at it. You know, a screaming head sculpt would have been really nice, and then some actual fists to match Wolverine's size would have been good. But there is Wolverine. Let's go ahead and move on to Spider-Man. Okay, so here's the up-close look at Spider-Man, and here we have it. This is the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man body. Arguably the best Spider-Man body there is. The Renew Your Vows one is quite nice. It's super articulate. It has toe articulation, drop-down hips, but he's a bulkier figure. Some people prefer their Spider-Man to be a little bit smaller, and that's okay. But the movement on this one is actually really nice. Taking a look at it, as you can see, we are just all black and blue across the way. There is no web lines or anything on this particular version of Spider-Man, but he looks really good. I really like the way the logo there looks in the front as well. The inner arms does have those peg holes in there because of the Amazing Fantasy web wings. In terms of hands, we get those wall crawling hands. We got those grip hands, which work perfectly on Spider-Man. And then we also have those fists that kind of should be for Wolverine, but not quite because they're actually quite small. Again, they fit on Spider-Man perfectly, as you can see, body proportion-wise. That works out really nice. And then we also have the thwip hands. So I feel like all these hands kind of more so go with Spider-Man, and Wolverine's kind of shafted a little bit. But you can use these hands on Wolverine if you want. So if you want Wolverine thwipping, you could probably do that. And let's go ahead and take a look at that, because that got me all curious on how that would look. Thwip, thwip. Yeah, that's just a fun little set. Let's go ahead and check out their articulation. Okay, so Wolverine's articulation, again, nothing that we haven't seen before with this body. He can look up all the way, he can look down all the way, you get a rotation in that head. Some tiny bit of pivot, not a whole lot. The shoulder, you can get the shoulder to go straight on out like so. Full rotation in there. We got the butterfly joint so you can get the arm to go back pretty darn far. And then crossbody, as you could see there with his arm. Upper bicep swivel in there. You got a double jointed pinned elbow, but you get that much bend there at the elbow, which is nice. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge. Standard horizontal hinge on all the hands, except the grip hands do have the vertical hinge, the up and down. So that is good. We got the ab crunch on Wolverine, so he can crunch forward that much. He can lean back a little bit there. You got the waist swivel in there. You just may have to move that belt around as needed. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that far, which is really nice. He can get that leg to go back significantly far as well. You got the upper thigh cut in there, double jointed knee. It is the knees do have pins, but that much bend there at the knee. No calf swivel. Foot hinges all the way down. You get some hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. That is Wolverine. We'll take a look at Spider-Man. He's got some really good articulation. Head, he can look all the way up. He can look all the way down. Full rotation in that head. No pivot really going on there. The arm you can get to go straight on out like so. You get a full rotation in there. The butterfly joint leaves a little bit of room to go back, but it is just kind of stops back there. So unfortunately, you can't get the butterfly to go back too far. And then crossbody, you can do a little bit, as you can see there. You got the upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinless elbow. Gives you that much bend there. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge. Standard horizontal hinge on all the hands, except, hey, those grip hands, you can actually have the vertical hinge on there. We got the upper diaphragm cut, so Spider-Man can tilt to his left that much. He can tilt to his right that much. He can lean back a little bit just on that diaphragm. He can come forward just a tiny bit on that diaphragm. That is where it is a little lacking. Got the swivel on that diaphragm there as well. But we have the inverted ab crunch, so when you use both of them, You can get I feel like that's not like you can get him to crunch forward that much. You can get him to go back that much. Now I know at first it seems like that's not a whole lot, but when you factor in the hips, right, you can get him to go down pretty darn far. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward very, very high. The leg goes back a fair amount as well. You got an upper thigh cut in there. It's a little stiff. Double jointed pinless knee there. You got a calf swivel, mid calf there. Foot hinges all the way down. You get some hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So good stuff with this Spider-Man figure. And again, I think I tend to lean more towards the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, but this one is probably arguably the better body of the two. But that's probably just going to go down to preference on how you prefer your Spider-Man. If you prefer him a little bit bulkier or a little bit slimmed down, thinner. So you guys let me know what you like. But there we have these two that move pretty darn well. Okay, now since these are the same exact body and this is the same Fantastic Four team, I don't know why Franklin's looking so much taller. I guess it's because of his hair and the way the head is. But the blues don't quite match. Now, looking at video, it looks pretty similar. Here with my naked eye, the blues do not match. This is more of a greenish hue to the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. But Franklin and Valeria have more of a deeper blue. I wonder, you could see... I'm not sure how it's coming through. Like on my viewfinder, you can't see as much. But like when you look at his neck and look at Spider-Man, it's not quite the same. But then when I look at the arms, I'm like, oh, it's pretty similar. But they are, in fact, different. So that's kind of a bummer. But then when I look at, like, let's grab Reed and take a look at Reed, right? And those blues weren't quite the best, as you get a deeper blue with Franklin and Valeria. But then when you compare these two, a little bit closer of a match, which is cool. Okay, and then here we have our Fantastic Four team together. Franklin Richards, Valeria Richards, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. And again, having these together I think looks really cool. Even if the blues are slightly off when looking at them probably all together, it's not as noticeable. If you really pay close attention to it, you're going to see it. But again, very cool to have them together. Okay, and last group shot here, we have them all together, which is really nice. So you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this Spider-Man and Wolverine set? Yes, nothing that we haven't seen before. However, it's Spider-Man and Wolverine in the same set, and it just makes for some fun to put all of the Fantastic Four together. It's different iterations of Spider-Man and Wolverine that we have not seen, so which is pretty cool to get. So, but you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this 2-pack? Are you excited for it? Did you get yours from Big Bad Toy Store and ship out? It seems they are the very first to get this set. It is a fan channel exclusive, so should become available everywhere at some point. I think it's sold out on Hasbro Pulse, but here we have it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I love the set, but again, just because it's Spider-Man and Wolverine, two of the most popular characters together. Spider-Man is my absolute favorite character, so I want to get every version of Spider-Man that I possibly can. So I'm in love with the set. You guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys liked this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.